Hey guys, what's up? This is Chris. You may know me as Epox from some of my music videos, songs that I've put up. You may know me from some discussions and groups that I'm in, where I talk about what I'm going to talk about today, which is bipolar disorder. I'm not going to get too clinical about it. I'm just going to be talking about my experiences, and this is pretty much just an introduction to see what you guys want. If you want these videos to come out, if you have topics that you want me to talk about. I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I was diagnosed a year ago with bipolar type 2, which means that I have what's known as rapid cycling. I'm more depressed than I am on manic highs. I have more of a hypomanic state, which from what I've discussed with my counselor is more of an aggravation and agitation. And it swings back and forth quite a bit. I can be, on top of the world, and then an hour or two later just feel like total crap. And it can do that, it can range from a couple days, like feeling good, down to it, and then going low, and then it can jump up to being like I said, every hour, it's just changing. It's not a fun thing to deal with, but I feel like I need to talk about this. It's something that's really important to me. And I noticed this after I watched a Markiplier video, which is a YouTube gamer. Big ups to him. He's a great guy. And he had a video that was called Rough Day. It wasn't even a video game play. Where he just talked about his... he was having a rough day. He was going through a lot of stuff and couldn't put up YouTube videos. So... He talked about doing a live stream for the DBSA, which is the Depression and Bipolar Support Alliance, which I think is an awesome cause. And maybe someday I'll be able to do some public speaking, depending on how this goes. This is my first step into that. But I just wanted to give an introduction, tell you guys a little bit about myself, and what I do. And some of the things that have led up to the diagnosis and whatnot. I've had anxiety issues my whole life. Had it since I was in school. Back then, I'm 32, so back then they just called it homesickness, and they didn't really look at it like that as far as childhood issues went with anxiety. It was just homesickness. You wanted to be home. And it was an issue for me with school, and it was an issue until I was, in high school. I finally got used to the fact that I needed to be in school. But everything kind of snapped about a year ago, a little over a year ago. I had a conflict at work, and it didn't end well. I was suspended. I had a nervous breakdown, and I just didn't know why I was acting this way. And then, I had problems at home that just made everything spiral even further out of control. And I realized that I needed to do something about it. And so I did. I reached out and got help. I talked to my doctor, who thought it was just a generalized depression, but they wanted me to go see somebody. And after I talked for a little bit with my P-doc, or psychiatrist, they came to the conclusion that I was bipolar type 2, and I've been dealing with it for all my life, which isn't that fun to find out, but it's great to understand a little bit more about your past that way. And with bipolar disorder, it's not something that you get over. It's not something that's curable. It's a chemical imbalance in your brain, and you're stuck with it for life. It's a disease. It's a disorder. It's like diabetes. You can just treat it, and the best way to treat it, I think, is to get a good, correct combination of medication, which I'm lucky enough to be on one, and a lot of counseling. I think counseling is great. If if you can find a way to articulate your issues and really get them out there, it's hard, because with bipolar comes anxiety, and with anxiety you don't want to talk about things because you're afraid of being judged, and you know, that's just the reality of it. But that being said, if you can talk about it, and if you can get things out, and even talk to yourself about it, get it going around in your brain that you can change how you think. I think that's a major step, and I've done that. I used to be really angry, miserable. Life sucked. You know, life is about pain. It's about suffering. It's about getting through all that, and you'll finally have that breakthrough moment. Well, come to find out that for most people, life is hard. For people that have this, life is really hard, and it's not going to get easier. You're never going to reach that magical moment. You're going to find yourself, not in a magical moment, but in a place of steadiness and contentment. Happiness is always going to be something that eludes you. So, it's finding the contentment and satisfaction in the little things, and not chasing stuff constantly. So, with that, you know, I think that's a good thing to think about as far as how you look at your disorder. And I'm talking to the people that have it. And what this video series that I want to do, it's going to hit topics. I want to do romantic relationships. I want to do work relationships. I want to do family relationships. I want to do relationships with your friends. I want to do how you interact with people in general. You know, you're artistic. Like, what do you do in your downtime? And I want feedback from you guys. I don't want to just do this on my own and base it off myself, because I think that would be just some self-indulgent tripe, if you ask me. I want you guys to be included in this, because I think that without getting outside input, I can't find the common issues that we all struggle with, because we're all different, and I'll never put words in anybody else's mouth on how they feel, especially with this. And that's one thing that I noticed with a few of the self-help and self-motivational things that I've seen. They say that you can just think your way out of it. Just think your way out of it. It's fine. You know, it's all in your head. Well, no shit, it's all in my head. But at the same time, there's a little bit of difference than being a regular Joe and just having a bad time with life, as opposed to you got a constant struggle. So what I would just really want to say is I'm going to be here for you guys. I want everything that I do on this to be beneficial. I want it to be fun. I want it to be personal. I don't want some clinical crap. A lot of blogs that I read, a lot of stuff I read, while it's helpful, it's very clinical and dry. If you've read any of my stuff on Facebook, I try to make things as interesting to read as possible, because they do go on, because my thoughts are long and they're introspective, and I think that they're smart. But that's just me. Pat myself on the back there. But I do want to take the first steps by doing this, and then getting out and starting to talk to people, and being someone that they can come to with issues and say, you know, how have you dealt with something like this in your life? And I will never give advice, but I'll always give a story or something that's relatable to your situation, and tell you how I handled my situation, because everybody's different. Okay, and now I just want to give you guys a quick, small little suggestion for anybody who really wants to become proactive in getting a grip on your disorder, and just taking that first step to not just take your meds, but become more in tune with yourself. First is a book. It's called The Bipolar Disorder, The Ultimate Guide. This is great to find out symptoms and get yourself you know, kind of set with that. Don't take too much. There's not a lot of help in it. It points you places, but it's great to learn about what's going on. And for a movie, I'm running over a little late right here, so hang on a second. For a movie, and it's upside down, is and I think this is a great movie that if you have family members that may not get it and they want something that's accessible and that isn't like as, how would I put it, again, clinical or make you look like a crazy person, because we're not crazy, we have a brain disorder, and that is this Silver Linings Playbook. I implore you to have your family members and friends watch this movie if they haven't already, and just say, hey, these characters, if you think they're off the wall and nuts, maybe you ought to sit down and talk with me and I can explain a little bit, because it is sensationalized a little bit, but I think it touches on some stuff that you may not be able to express, and that I think is something that you could talk about afterwards when you watch it. But with that, I'm just going to say, you know, I'll be talking to you guys again. Have a great day. Live it up. And don't let yourself get too down, because you got me here if you want to talk. Like I said, leave a comment. I'll have some links in the description below. Just keep it real and understand that you're not alone, and there's always support and always help out there. Alright guys, peace.